Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. A woman is dead and 2 children were sent to the hospital after a multi-car crash near the marketplace. But police say 2 drivers were doing before that chain reaction crash.
Dreaming of a white Thanksgiving? Well, it turns out it may be a nightmare. We're tracking a cold winter storm set to slam the West Coast just in time for the busiest travel day of the year.
Shut out and frustrated customers are demanding refunds from Cafe Med after its sudden closure. What to do if you have a gift card or voucher? It's Monday, November 25th, 2019. Good morning. Great to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher, and it's going to be a very busy week in the weather department. There's a lot to track for everyone who has plans, whether family is coming to them for Thanksgiving or you're going somewhere.
Yeah, it's not just here. It's just all across Southern California and across the state. Let's check in with Vanessa Dillon in this morning for Kev with a look at your forecast. Good morning, Vanessa.
Good morning, Alex and Maddie. And you know what? We are expecting to see a storm make its way through later this week. But right now, we are expecting those calmer conditions through today, at least until tonight. 46 degrees in Bakersfield, 79% humidity levels out there, and pretty much calm winds, although we are going to see a wind advisory go into effect in the mountain region. I'll get into the details in just a little bit. Right now, though, our outdoor forecast, we are looking at those cool conditions pretty much throughout this afternoon, and we are going to look at even a low of 57 degrees by 5 o'clock tonight. 41 degrees in Tehachapi, currently 87% humidity levels. Some mild winds, 14 mile per hour winds out there for us. And of course, we are going to see those cooler conditions. We're not seeing showers yet, but right now it is still pretty chilly out there. We're looking at 40s pretty much throughout this morning. And then we see a high of 50 degrees at 11 a.m. tonight. This morning, we are going to expect to see things go into the 40s throughout the evening. And of course, it is going to be a very hectic travel week for us. It is one of the busiest travel weeks. Thanksgiving is just a few days away, and we're going to see some snow. I'll get into the details in just a little bit. Right now, I'm going to send it over to Alex for a check on traffic.
All right, thanks so much, Vanessa. And taking you outside for the first time this morning. Here's a look at the 99 at Airport Drive, and it's looking pretty clear on that side of town. It looks like things are pretty good across the county right now to start off your Monday, which is good news, especially if you are getting ready for work, heading out the door here pretty soon. Other than that, it's all looking pretty good across the county. We'll have another check coming up in about 15 minutes.
Street racing and driving under the influence are being blamed for a deadly crash in southwest Bakersfield. It happened around 4:45 last night at Old River Road and Ming Avenue. That's down the street from the marketplace. Bakersfield police say 2 drivers were racing each other. One of the cars lost control and hit a woman's minivan. The van was hit again by a crane truck. The woman died at the scene. She was not involved in the street race. 2 kids also in the van were sent to the hospital with moderate to major injuries. Police arrested 50-year-old Ronald Pierce on several charges, including DUI, reckless driving, vehicular manslaughter, and street racing. Bakersfield police are investigating a second deadly crash over the weekend. It happened on Hughes Lane, right across the street from the Valley Plaza Mall. Officers say a 50-year-old woman was turning onto Hughes from Holden Way when she was hit by an oncoming vehicle. The woman died in the crash. BPD says speed did not appear to be a factor.
With travel expected to pick up this week, we have some freeway closures you should know about. Nighttime freeway closures on southbound 99 are expected tonight and tomorrow. Closures are set to happen between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. every night. Lane closures will affect the inside and outside lanes along the freeway between Highway 58 and Ming Avenue. As always, remember to slow down and pay attention to construction and detour signage. And if you're going out for town this Thanksgiving, or if your loved ones are coming here in Kern County, it's important to stay safe while you travel. With road closures and construction going on, it's important to give yourself plenty of time to travel. Consider leaving early if you can, and make sure to come up with an alternate route just in case the way you want to go, for example, the Grapevine, is closed due to weather or construction. Another good idea, make sure your car has a full tank of gas and it's running properly. Having a good set of tires is particularly important this time of year, especially if there's ice on the roads.
Westchester Bowl, a downtown landmark for decades, is closing its doors, but the popular Mossman's restaurant will remain open. Signs posted on the alley's doors Sunday say bowling operations will be combined with the Southwest Center bowling alley on Weibel Road. For many years, the complex on 30th Street near F Street has been a popular gathering spot for bowling fans. But General Manager James McCarter says it's time for a new journey, adding they appreciate the many memories they've made there. The new owner of the building has insisted Mossman's stays open and continue doing business for many years to come. A popular restaurant's asking for patience as hundreds of former customers are demanding refunds after its sudden closure. Cafe Med originally planned to close this week, but shut down normal operations Saturday. That's led many frustrated customers who say they can't be refunded their gift cards and vouchers. The cafe told us they've been overwhelmed by a rush of orders and they can't fulfill all of the vouchers in such a short time. Nothing's confirmed, but Cafe Med says they are working on ways to either refund money for unused vouchers or give people an alternative. Anyone who already has orders placed can still pick them up this week for Thanksgiving.
Those who often go hungry in our community were treated to a traditional Thanksgiving feast this weekend. It was the annual Bakersfield Homeless Center Thanksgiving celebration. It's been a tradition for the last 2 decades. The traditional holiday dinner served current residents along with those who have been successfully placed in housing and are receiving the shelter's aftercare services.
It's really important for families to be able to sit around a table together, especially this time of year, say grace over a meal, and then enjoy some time together. It really normalizes a very difficult time of being homeless.
Volunteers and homeless center staff served the savory feast to more than 500 people at the Bakersfield Homeless Center.
Coli outbreak has been traced back to California.
Where exactly the containment lettuce came from and how you can figure out if you've got some in your fridge.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News with Maddie Jansen, Alex Fisher, and Kevin Charette with your Pinpoint Doppler forecast. This is 17 News at Sunrise.
In the next 3 years, the Bakersfield Police Department plans to hire 100 new officers. And just last week, the Bakersfield City Council voted in favor of a $3,000 bonus for those trainees. Now the force is holding information sessions about how you can join. 17th A. Tom Wallace went to an info session where he caught up with some prospective candidates.
The prospective candidates with whom I spoke said the incentives do sound nice, but they say it's never been about the money. No, they say they're drawn to BPD to serve and to protect you. Freddie Siqueiros serves in the National Guard, but Sunday morning, the Bay Area man walked into the Bakersfield Police Department's law enforcement training facility on California Avenue to learn about how he can continue his career of public service in another capacity.
Everybody's here for police recruiting, right?
Siqueiros was among roughly a dozen people who attended this information session about how to join BPD.
I like the area. I'm really interested in the department. I came here today to acquire more information, to see the process.
A process that takes at least half a year and includes applications, exams, and interviews. Senior Officer Matt Roy led Sunday's session.
It's a lengthy process. Our process started when we opened up the applications on December 3rd, and the academy isn't expected to start until June 2020. So it's about a 7 to 8 month process.
In the long term, Bakersfield city leaders say their goal is to hire 100 new officers in the next 3 years. A goal made possible, they say, because of new sales tax revenue generated from Measure N.
Thank you so much for engaging in the civic.
Just last week, the Bakersfield City Council voted in favor of providing a $3,000 bonus to each trainee, but only if he or she completes the BPD Academy and up to 1 year in service.
Yeah, I like the area. The city is really nice.
Siqueiros was happy to learn about the incentives and believes the $3,000 bonuses could draw in future candidates.
For me, it's not about the money, but I think it's a really good incentive that they're actually incorporating these other things to try to retain officers and keep them on the force. I understand that it's pretty competitive right now amongst a lot of departments.
But incentives or no incentives, Roy says the department remains steadfast in following its mission.
We're looking for commitment, loyalty, and integrity as well. We can teach them how to be police officers, but we want them to bring that to the table to us.
I just want to serve and help out as much as possible. I'm really comfortable communicating with people, and I think it'd be a really good fit.
The department thus far has held 4 info sessions and plans to host 3 more. We have posted a link to the application and future session info on our website, kget.com. Meantime, applications are due by December 3rd at 1 p.m. In the newsroom, Tom Wallace, 17 News.
Memorial services for KCSO Commander Ian Chandler are set for tomorrow. Chandler died suddenly last week at his home on what would have been his birthday. He had been with KCSO for more than 20 years and was liked and respected by many within the agency. His family plans to hold his funeral tomorrow at the Canyon Hills Assembly of God Church on Auburn Street, that's near Morning Drive, and the reception will be held at Buck Owens Crystal Palace.
Ever considered a career working as a 911 dispatcher? There's an upcoming seminar that could answer all of your questions. The California Highway Patrol Communications Center of Bakersfield is hosting a dispatch recruitment seminar on Tuesday. Officers will explain the application, testing, and hiring process. The seminar will take place at their headquarters at 6 p.m. To reserve your seat, call Public Safety Dispatch Supervisor Rachel DePaola at 827-5407.
Well, a lot of you may be going through it right now. Cold and flu season, it's here.
That's right, and health officials are saying it's coming earlier than ever this year. We'll have a look at the cases still ahead.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
French luxury group is set to buy Tiffany & Company for $16.2 billion. LVMH, or Louis Vuitton, and Moet Hennessy met with the jeweler to finalize the deal yesterday. The highly anticipated deal had been in the works for weeks. LVMH is expected to announce the move today. The merger will help both companies. The money from the deal will help Tiffany, which has been struggling over the last few years, and the merger will help LVMH move into the jewelry business. 'Tis the season for holiday shopping. The National Retail Federation says people will spend more than $720 billion on presents. The biggest thing people are looking for? Gift cards. The NRF says consumers buy 3 to 4 gift cards to allow their family and friends to choose their own presents. Meanwhile, Barbie remains the top toy this year, followed by Lowell Surprise Dolls and American Girl items. Lego, Hot Wheels, and Paw Patrol are also hot buys. According to research by the NRF, the average person spends about $1,000 on all their holiday shopping.
Flu season has come early this year. That's according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The CDC said Friday flu season has seen its earliest start in 10 years. A strain of the flu that is particularly tough on children is showing up early as well. For the first time in 27 years, there's significant flu activity in all but 12 states, and it's hitting the southeast and southwest the hardest. Experts say the early flu season's even more reason to get the flu shot if you haven't already. After an E. coli outbreak that spread to 16 states, the CDC is asking the public to check their romaine lettuce. More than 40 cases of E. coli have been tied to the lettuce that was grown in the Salinas region here in California. While stores are removing the tainted lettuce, a lot of it has already been sold. Health officials are asking consumers to see if the packaging had the word Salinas on the label in any form. 28 people have been hospitalized and 5 have kidney failure. E. coli infections can take up to 10 days to develop. Some infections are mild, but others are severe or even life-threatening. Contact your healthcare provider if symptoms last more than 3 days. 5:26 now. President Trump held a listening session on vaping. The president was joined by Senator Mitt Romney and Kellyanne Conway. Health experts were there to discuss trends in vaping and legislature with the president.
The one thing I see, though, you watch Prohibition, you look at, with the alcohol, you look at cigarettes, you look at all. If you don't give it to them, it's going to come here illegally. Yes, okay, right. They're going to make it. But instead of Reynolds or Juul or legitimate companies, good companies making something that's safe, they're going to be selling stuff on a street corner that could be horrible. And now, instead of having a flavor that's at least safe, they're going to be having a flavor that's poison. That's a big problem.